guys, welcome back to our channel, Real Life. I am Sophie.
I'm Nia.
And today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to be talking about 2020. A lot obviously has happened this year, like a ton, and everyone has been calling it like the worst year ever. So today we're actually going to focus on good things that happened in 2020 and bad things that happened in 2020. And obviously this is going to be a little bit more superficial, so we're not going to get into the details. We might mention some things, but it's just about remembering 2020 as pretty much... Do you want to start off?
All right, so this one's kind of stupid. It could be considered a good or bad thing.
Okay. And obviously we're not going to cover like everything because a lot has happened this year, but we're just covering some stuff, whatever.
Yes.
So
for example, Taco Bell canceled quesarito and 7-layer burritos.
They canceled it this year?
Yes.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yes.
I don't really eat Taco Bell that often, but I'm pretty sure I did try that one and that was pretty good.
It was like my favorite thing in the planet. And they canceled it. So I consider that a very bad thing that happened this year and kind of stupid thing, but it was important for me.
All right, let me see from my list. TikTok blew up.
Ooh, yeah. I think that's a great thing.
I thought that was a great thing too because TikTok was quite different. It shows definitely that social media, like people could still create and invent new things. I have TikTok and I learn about business strategies and social media and like random things I didn't even know about. Like there was like this video, I don't know if you guys have seen it, about like filling up this like bag with warm water and it helps like take off like the frost in your car. So it's like the most randomest things, but it's so cool because it's like you learn everything.
Could also be considered a bad thing because of the fact that you spend hours on TikTok and hours. I just get so addicted I forget to do other important stuff. But I do agree that overall it's a great thing. I've learned so many things that sound illegal, but apparently they're not. Yeah, do you want another one from my list?
Yeah, we'll take turns.
Okay, this one, I don't really know if it's good or bad, but Bitcoin, you know what Bitcoin is, right?
It sounds familiar.
It's like an online currency, like cryptocurrency, you know, digital money, and its worth increased this year. What do you think? Do you think that at some point we're going to transition from physical money to electronic money?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I don't know enough about that to give my opinion. I really don't know. I think I don't know enough about it that I think I need to do some research. So
Maybe.
Obviously, I think the most intense thing that has, well, not the most intense thing, back up. The obvious thing is COVID of 2020, because I think that's obviously the main topic every single day. COVID. We have to wear our masks. And so obviously that's a huge kind of bad detrimental thing that's happened. And because of it, like we hit over 40 million like COVID cases worldwide. So it's a pretty impactful thing that happened 2020. I don't know how else to describe it because a lot of things happened this year.
Every year everyone says was the worst year, but this one really stands out, I feel, because of the pandemic.
Well,
the wildfires too.
Well, yeah, I was about to say that I don't know. I think the main thing is because COVID affected everyone worldwide, which is why everyone's kind of naming it the worst year ever, because this is something that really generally impacted everyone. I have on my list that obviously the Australian fires, people in Australia would call it the worst year because of that same thing.
Yeah.
And it impacted them the most. The good thing is that people came from around the world to help them.
California
but then they
fires
stopped.
too.
So, I mean, and then California fires, and then the political things that happened. I wrote down in like Armenia, Thailand, Belarus, so on, Turkey, they had a quake. So it's like a lot of political things.
A lot of floods too.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that happened this year that also affected certain people. Not trying to diminish any of those, but I think the reason why collectively, in my opinion, we believe that it's the worst year is because COVID hit worldwide.
Yes, I agree.
But that's not to say that these other incidents don't mean as much. Yeah, don't matter as much either. So, yeah, intense. I just hit 2 in a row.
There is a couple good things that happened
because of the pandemic.
Yes. For example, in China, there were clear skies because people were staying at home, and their pollution levels went down.
That's a thing. I didn't even know that. I have seen China, and their skies are pretty foggy because of the pollution. So I didn't know that. I mean, I did read up that the CO2 emissions have gone down because of those same reasons.
Yes, and also the Venice canals, Venice in like Venice, Italy, the canals, I don't know if I'm saying that word right. Those canals cleared up, and there were even like, I think, dolphins swimming through it. Fish started swimming again, as opposed to before the pandemic happened. Those canals were very polluted.
I did not know that. I think that's a great thing, actually. Yeah, that's a really good thing. Okay. Something random that I think you'll think is a good thing. I'm embarrassed just to say it.
I wonder if I have it.
Okay. Chris Evans leaked his own news.
Oh dude, I saw that.
Oh my god.
Dude, I couldn't.
I'm embarrassed just saying it.
Was it done on purpose though? Or
he did it. He did it, yeah. I think he accidentally did it. I can't remember. But that's a good thing, right, ladies?
Yeah, that's a great thing. I don't think he has anything to be ashamed of.
Yeah. Alright, your turn.
This one, also relating to a celebrity, and I'm sure you heard about it, but Harry Styles wearing a dress on the cover of Vogue.
Yes.
That happened this year?
Yes, I've seen that. He looked amazing.
He looked so fabulous.
He looked great. He's like one of those guys that he can wear whatever the fuck he wants, and he looks great. He looks great.
Yes.
And I think there's this, again, we won't get into the politics, but this idea of like men having to be like masculine, and he's like hitting or bending those
barriers.
Or you know, trying to break the barriers is probably a better way to say that. I thought he looked great, and if we can, we'll post a picture here or here or here. But that's a really good one. Yeah, that's a good thing that happened. And I'm sure he's proud of it.
But he did get a lot of negativity out of it as well, because there are a lot of people who still don't agree with men wearing dresses.
Right.
But I mean, I think it's completely fine, and I think a man is 100% more attractive when they're okay with their feminine side and not scared to do feminine things. Like, that's just so much more attractive to me, you know?
Right. And it's not just Harry Styles who has done stuff like that. Like the son of Will Smith. I think it's Jaden Smith.
I think it's Jaden.
He's worn it, and he's talked about it, and he likes it.
Oh yeah, Bad Bunny also wore a skirt this year.
Oh my gosh, okay, that one was for my list.
Say that?
Yes,
I'm so sorry.
legit was on my list. Bad Bunny. So I put that as a good thing. Bad Bunny rocked some freaking awesome ass songs this year, including Yo Perreo Sola.
Yeah, where you just
have you guys seen that video? It's like one of the best videos ever. And I put that as a good thing. He rocked that video this year. I can't remember. I think it was early in the year. And he's come out with a couple more. But like, damn, he was like, he had a skirt on. He was dressed as a woman. He was a woman. It was like this whole like different thing for a guy who usually is like fit into this box.
Yeah,
I loved it.
But some people frown upon the idea of men wearing skirts and men wearing dresses. So for him to do things like dressing up as a woman, like wearing a skirt during a performance, and he brought up during that performance an issue in regards to a transgender woman who was killed.
He did? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so during that same performance, well, there was a performance where he wore a skirt, and I think he was on Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon, one of the Jimmys. And he brought up the fact that a transgender woman was murdered and that's the reason he wore a skirt.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you find that video, you should link it down below
I'll
as
put
well.
a picture right here.
Picture.
Or right here.
Or right here.
Yeah,
so obviously that was a great thing. Bad Bunny rocks. I love him. Here is another one. Oh gosh. Okay. Based on our election this year for our new elected president of 2021, Trump lost. Good or bad thing?
I think it's a great thing that he lost.
I think so too. Yeah. I am really happy that he lost. Not because I'm siding for Democratic or Republican or any of that stuff, but based on like actions and everything he should have done, especially during this time.
Yeah.
But I just never liked him to begin with. So, you know. I am so fucking happy that he's leaving.
I'm so happy too.
Dude, there's like a ton of memes already, like of him not leaving the White House.
That's the only thing that scares me.
He has to. Legally, he's required to. He kind of lost because of his own fault. He said, don't mail it in. It's all fraud. Like, it's, you know, and meanwhile, the other side, you know, Biden was like, mail in your ballots and da-da-da-da. I know as soon as I got my ballot, I was like, da-da-da-da-da-da, mailed, dropped off, done. And most of the votes came from that as well. So
yes, they did.
I'm happy.
I agree with every single point you made. And I don't think there's a necessity for me to reiterate anything. But I agree 100%. This is kind of a sad thing, I guess, for some people. The 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo were postponed until 2021.
I think it was a good thing that they postponed it because it shows that the health of the world was much more important than playing sports. And obviously I say this like with all respect because I do believe this is people's jobs, this is people's careers and stuff like that. So I do believe that. However, for people to actually keep their distance, you know, I struggle with that in the fucking grocery store. I can't imagine in a stadium. And I think the safety and good of the masses was much more important than the pleasure of some. Okay, so this one I obviously wrote as a good thing because we were still talking about politics. The first ever woman VP, Kamala Harris.
Yes. So this can be a good and a bad thing in my opinion.
What? How is it a bad thing?
Okay, are you ready? I think that it's great that we have a woman as a vice president finally. However, I don't really know any of Kamala Harris's political stances or what she really believes in. I definitely prefer her and anyone over Trump, by the way. I'm glad that
or what about
she
Pence?
got it. Definitely prefer her over Pence. However, I don't know any of her political stances, so...
Well, then it's obvious that you have to do some research.
I do have to do some research. But I do overall think it's great that we finally have a woman in the office. What do you think about that?
Well, I said it was a good thing.
Yeah.
For the same reasons. All right. Go for it.
The Pentagon released UFO videos and no one cared. Did you know about that?
I had no idea.
A lot of people did not know.
Videos. Like legitimate, like UFO videos.
Yes, legitimate UFO videos and no one cared. Here's the thing about UFOs. I read what UFO stands for. Unidentified foreign object, something like that.
Unidentified foreign object?
Yes. What NASA means by UFOs. It could be aliens. It could be just something in the sky that they don't know what the heck it is, you know?
Right.
So this doesn't necessarily mean that they released alien like evidence, but
just
they
something
released
weird.
They released videos of objects that they have no idea and can't explain about.
You should definitely like comment below because I want to see that. I want to see it. Doesn't have you? Were you able to see it?
I saw it when it first came out because it made a little bit of a buzz, but not as much as it should have.
And the Pentagon
you
released
can't tell what it is. It's just like seeing
like a blob.
Yeah, kind of like seeing a blob. Yeah, the
Pentagon released it.
Yeah, the Pentagon.
I have one more political thing. Well, two more political things.
Dang, political much? I'm just kidding. Go on.
Oh, maybe
this
three.
is important. Politics are important.
Okay. The government helped the people by providing one stimulus check. of $1,200.
Well, it's a good thing. It could have been more money, but
I say both as well. I say it's a good thing that they finally did something, but I also say it's a bad thing because that's all they did for the individual person. In comparison to other countries, the United States didn't really help the individual people as much, especially like if you look into how like Canada was helped. Dude. So it just feels like, honestly, they could have done more. I really do believe that. They could have done more. We won't get into all the details because it could get into a really long video, but that's why I put that as a bad thing. They could have done a ton more.
And for the sake of time purposes, I agree 100%.
Even though you disagree.
No, I agree 100%.
Right. I agree. All right, yours.
Did you hear about the explosion that happened in Beirut? 204 people died, 6,500 were injured, and the explosion caused a crater. Yeah. And there's this specific video. If I can link it, I'll link it, or I'll put it like somewhere, where the bride, I think I showed you it. The bride, she had just gotten married. They were doing a photo shoot, and then all you see is the wave of the explosion hit the buildings, and the glass is shattered, and she's struggling to then move to like a place where she can
like hold on.
Yeah.
Damn,
Did
that's
you hear about
intense.
that?
I have heard about it. Yeah. Like a horrible thing that happened.
Yes.
Since we're kind of in the sad side of things, I will say, obviously, we've lost quite a few people this year. I'm not going to name all of them, but like some intense deaths or people that died were Kobe Bryant. He died this year along with his daughter in a plane crash. Yeah. Chad Boseman, or like Black Panther, he died. They're not going to find a replacement for Black Panther.
I didn't know that.
It's disrespectful not to, especially during this time, and like he just died this year, so it's like, yeah.
Well, now that we're getting into the more depressing side of things, there's two things I wanted to touch upon that are happening. Did you know that migrants in Libya are being sold for slaves?
No.
I'm not exactly sure of the details. As far as I'm aware of, the U.S. government and other governments haven't interfered with that.
Damn.
As well as in China, did you hear about the Muslims getting locked up?
No. Oh my God,
a lot of people aren't
know
talking about it. And China denies the fact that this is happening. They make it seem that it's a good thing, but it's actually, they're taking people to concentration camps, Muslims.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Yep.
That's pretty intense.
Right.
Well, I had also what happened this year with police brutality.
Oh, yeah.
And like George Floyd. I think obviously it was a bad thing that police brutality has been happening and it continues to happen, but I'm glad that more light has been shed upon all of it. And I feel like it should still be talked about because it's something that we need to figure out a way to either reform the police system where they don't just attack colored people for the sake of it, or I don't know. I think it's something that needs to be fixed and worked on because it's obvious. Like, you see those videos and you see all the people who have been affected by it, and people still argue that it's not a thing. It's so crazy to me. It's so crazy to me.
It's great that people are giving it more attention.
Yeah.
And that a lot of people were surprisingly unaware that these were still issues, that there were still racial issues in the U.S. Because when you live in your own bubble and it never happens to you, it's easy to think like it's not happening.
And it doesn't make sense where there's like the support for policemen, because it's only people don't get it. It's about groups that have been suppressed. The police have not been suppressed. So
being a part of the police is a choice. Being a person of color is not a choice.
Correct. As police and people who supposedly uphold the law, I really strongly, firmly believe that you should be upheld high. 100%. I really just want it where people get treated fairly. And obviously, Black people have not been treated fairly. And it has shown. There's proof of this. And people still argue it. So it's crazy to me. It's so crazy.
It's super sad, too.
It's so sad. Speaking of politics, I don't know if he did, but Trump got impeached twice, or at least were attempts to impeach him twice.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how it happened, but like he got impeached, but it was still okay for him to be president. I don't really know politics, man.
Yeah, but I thought that was a good thing, because honestly, again, with the whole, like, if you're upholding the laws, especially someone like being the president, you should be held to a higher standard. Not saying that you couldn't have made mistakes, not saying that you don't have a history. People do. I think if you learn from them and you grow and you get better, fine. But if you consistently do it, like how he has been doing, then that's when it's an issue. Especially because he is pretty much the vision of what the United States is right now. And it's like, Anyways, done with the politics. Your turn.
I think that I just have one more. And did you know? I thought that they had already found the cure, but upon more investigation, I realized that they're just closer to a cure for HIV.
They're closer to a cure?
They're closer to a cure for HIV. 2 people were cured. I'm not sure if this year or like a year before and this year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That also brings another good thing that happened this year. Although COVID like obviously happened, there was like a collection of so many like scientists and doctors who worked on finding a cure. And then I think another good thing that happened was that we learned to appreciate the people in the medical field, like our doctors, our nurses, all the people who are there at the front lines. I thought that was great. I think that showed really good character in a lot of people.
I agree.
Okay. Random thing. Disney, remade a live action Mulan.
It's a bad thing.
Okay.
I didn't want to watch the movie. I did watch a lot of criticism on it. And I don't know, I just felt like I think I saw too much criticism and it just turned me off from watching it altogether.
I think you're right, because I think it started off good because everyone was so excited, the hype, everything. But then you find out more things about it, like there was no General Shang.
I know.
There was no Mushu. I mean, Eddie Murphy could have done the dragon. What the man?
I think they changed a lot of things because of the fact that they didn't want to be disrespectful towards Chinese culture. But I think that if they didn't want that,
the thing about that too, the back end, the cast was mostly, Asian. However, the back end, the directors, the producers were mostly white. So that kind of defeated the purpose as well. It could have been done differently. But then again, I've never made a movie, so I guess I could just criticize it anyways. Yeah. Bad, Disney bad.
What do we know about films, filmmaking?
We just watch it like every day.
Exactly. We're no critics.
We're just watching movies. Okay, something else I would say to end it off, if you have any more.
No, I don't have any more.
To end it off.
Oh, I did have one more.
Go
just
for
real quick. Among Us got popular. The game, that was
again, huh? Because when did it originally come out?
A long time ago.
I don't know. Maybe she could put it down below, whatever year it came out. No, and it's been so much fun playing Among Us. So much fun.
We should play it sometime too.
We should play somebody else. Okay. All right. So then finally, I think a huge plus is being an introvert, because this year hit hard, but didn't hit so hard for introverts because, we love wearing sweatpants, reading. Some people rediscovered their hobbies like puzzles, game boards, gardening, cooking. And, some people got in tune with like nature and bird watching from afar in your house. Or, we all connected with like watching weird things on TV, like Tiger King. Yeah, I mean, we found different ways to stay connected. I think that's a huge, huge plus. And we found more things to do inside the house.
Yes.
And that's it for me. My list.
Okay, guys. That was today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. We hope you all enjoyed it. And stay tuned for more videos. And let us know what you think. What was the worst and best thing that happened to you this year? leave it down in the comments below. Follow us on our social media channels, and we hope to see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.